Genesis 12. Abram is going to become a huge liar and the sort of guy who will trade access to his wife's body for some donkeys and camels. The Lord had said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." All hail Abram, or Abraham, I guess, and all hail his nation. I've never heard people say either one of those things, so I guess people are missing out on a lot of blessings. Why is this guy the one God is celebrating? What did he do that deserves such praise? We're never told. I think God just does it randomly, because Noah was an angry, naked, drunk guy, and he got to repopulate the world. Seriously though, has anyone ever been cursed for cursing Abram? By the way, in 2012, Christian pseudo-historian David Barton said this verse about how God will make Abram into a great nation was literally the only reason the US needed to support Israel.
I can say it's in Genesis 12:3. Genesis 12:3 told Abraham, "I'm going to make a nation out of you, and the way that other nations treat that nation is the way I'm going to treat other nations." Now, that's a great public policy reason for doing something with Israel.
That's how he wanted our foreign policy to operate, by finding justification in the Bible. So Abram went, as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, all the possessions they had accumulated, and the people they had acquired in Haran, and they set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. Just to give you a quick refresher, the Canaanites were descended from Ham, the son of Noah, who saw his father passed out naked and drunk and told his brothers about it. So Noah got so angry, he cursed Ham forever. So the Canaanites are not good people. Do we know what made them so bad? No, but they're bad, because biblical justice makes no sense. And did that just say Abram took the people they had acquired like slaves? Are we just glossing over that entirely? Abram traveled through the land as far as the site of the great tree of Moreh at Shechem. At that time, the Canaanites were in the land. The Lord appeared to Abram and said, "To your offspring I will give this land." So he built an altar there to the Lord, who had appeared to him. From there he went on toward the hills east of Bethel and pitched his tent, with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. There he built an altar to the Lord and called on the name of the Lord. Then Abram set out and continued toward the Negev. So if I have this right, if your ancestors saw their daddy naked and drunk, you are gonna be rewarded. And also, his offspring gets the land? We already know Abram's wife can't conceive because she's barren. So that is quite the loophole for God. I would also love to know how the Lord appeared to Abram. Did he show up in person? Was it a voice from the sky? The vagueness is really annoying here. Now there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to live there for a while because the famine was severe. As he was about to enter Egypt, he said to his wife Sarai, "I know what a beautiful woman you are. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill me, but will let you live. Say you are my sister, so that I will be treated well for your sake, and my life will be spared because of you." What the Maury Povich hell just happened? First of all, it's his land. If there's a famine, then what is happening to everyone else who lives there? Why does Abram get to go on a little vacation while his country starves? What sort of weird Trumpian dictator is he? And if I have this right, if they go to Egypt, they're gonna kill Abram to get to his wife, so she should just lie to the Egyptians. Here's a thought. Don't go to Egypt. There are other places to go. This seems very risky. Funny story. Abram says Sarai should lie and say she's his sister instead of his wife. Well, guess what? She is actually his half-sister. So that lie is kind of a half-truth. The Bible, brought to you by incest. And for all the talk of how hot Sarai is and how the people in Egypt will kill for her, I just want to point out that she's not like 20 years old. She's about 70. I mean, no judgment, but I think that is worth mentioning. Interesting side note, this story also appears in the Mormon Church's Book of Abraham. But it's God who makes up the lie that Abram should tell the Egyptians Sarai is really his sister. So everyone in this twisted Jerry Springer tale is fine with lying. When Abram came to Egypt, the Egyptians saw that Sarai was a very beautiful woman. And when Pharaoh's officials saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and she was taken into his palace. He treated Abram well for her sake. And Abram acquired sheep and cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. They saw her and thought, she is one hot gilf. Did Pharaoh know that Sarai was barren? I wonder if Abram would have been treated as well if they knew she could not have kids. Anyway, Abram just gave her to Pharaoh in exchange for animals and slaves. He sold out his wife / half-sister for personal gain. I'm pretty sure that makes Abram the first biblical pimp. But the Lord inflicted serious diseases on Pharaoh and his household because of Abram's wife Sarai. So Pharaoh summoned Abram. "What have you done to me?" he said. "Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister so that I took her to be my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and go." Then Pharaoh gave orders about Abram to his men, and they sent him on his way with his wife and everything he had. So God punished Pharaoh for getting it on with a married woman, even though he was tricked into it by Abram, who decided he wasn't gonna protect her because he was willing to trade her body for some animals. All hail Abram. Blessed be his name. I don't get what Pharaoh did to deserve the diseases. He was the victim. He was trying to do the honorable thing, relatively speaking, and got punished for it. Christian justice makes no sense. And is it weird that Pharaoh was punished by the Christian God? I thought the ancient Egyptians had their own deities. It's like a weird religious crossover in the Bible cinematic universe. I actually think it's pretty decent of Pharaoh, who's now been screwed over by Abram and God, to say to Abram, "Just go, take everything we gave you and leave." Really? No beheading or anything? Forget God. How do I worship this Pharaoh guy? The good guy is actually evil, and the enemy is the one I'm feeling sympathy for. Maybe this whole chapter is just a test. If you accept it, you've just punched your ticket to hell.